Hello, CIS students. I want to talk about Microsoft Word and tell you about different features that it has. And sometimes one of the advices I have for the students is that always try in not just Microsoft Word, but Excel, Access, PowerPoint, try to go through these different tabs and try to see what you see in each tab. For example, we have here, if I click view and grid lines, if I click here, it removes the grid line. If I click here, it brings the grid lines back. If I click here, it removes the ruler. If I click here, it brings the ruler back. Therefore, to understand about the grid line, about the grid lines, about the ruler, how nice it is that you come here and you click on this view and try to examine each one of these, each one of these. I have seen in many occasions, suppose a student has seen, suppose a screen like this, and says, oh, I have a problem. I see my screen like this. I don't know how to, bring it back to normal. And then let's say you click here, it comes back. In order to see this, to understand it, it would be great for you to, before you run into any problem, you come here and learn about each one of these. And once you do, imagine that sometimes the Zoom, for example, might be a problem. Here, someone comes and says, oh, my screen is a kind of small and I don't know what anything I type is small. Of course, you can adjust the Zoom from here. But one issue is that it is how great it is if you come to all of these and try to find, to study about them. Imagine that you don't know how to, remove the grid lines. If, for example, you open this screen and you are in home page and you see these grid lines. You don't know how to remove it, and it takes a long time for you to figure out. Imagine a child has, played with this screen. One option, one advice I have, go to ChatGPT, and I went already. I said, how I remove grid lines in Microsoft Word. It is telling me go to view and grid lines. Do you see how easy you can find an answer to complicated questions? Therefore, I want you, while you are in Home tab, be familiar with this paste and understand that we have different paste options. This is very particularly in Excel. You might end up having 5 different, paste options. You have to know about each one of these special pastes, and therefore many students only know one of them, but they don't know, the name Paula White came here. I don't know, you all know who Paula White is. Maybe you go to Google and find out. Paula White is a person that works at the White House, and she is like a pastor and does the, religious ceremony at the White House. But anyhow, we go back here, and let's say we are here. Therefore, we want you to become familiar with every feature here. One feature I recommend to click is this one. Click here, and let me remove my my view, and let me remove these grid lines. And here is Paula White, for example. Let me make the font bigger here, and here we go. And what I want you to do, become familiar with this button here, that when you click on that arrow, you get this box is called dialog box. The dialog box pops up. I want you to become familiar with this subscript, strike through. You click there. Again, you click here, and, superscript and subscript, let's say subscript is that suppose you want to type H2O, that 2 comes below, H. Therefore, in H2O, that's a subscript. Therefore, become familiar with all these small caps, all caps. Therefore, know what these are. And also, learn about the groups. When they say groups, these are clipboard groups. From here to here, font group, paragraph group, styles group, editing, and macro, PDF. Therefore, and styles. You can choose different styles while you are, setting what you are trying to type. And also, show and hide button. That, as you know, this show and hide button gives you, suppose if I have written Paula White here, and I am going to type hello here. As you see, if I want to know how many, spaces are here, how many times we have entered the enter key, by seeing this, you will see I have entered it once here. And to remove this, as you know, you highlight it and you remove it. I know that many of you are already familiar with these features, but my goal is to tell you again, one of the great features to learn about is this key. And when you come here and you remove line spacing, when this remove line spacing, remove a space becomes handy. You want to write your resume and your name is here, suddenly your telephone comes here, your address comes here, and suddenly this takes half of the page and you are not happy with this. You just put them all together and you click here and you say, remove spacing, and or you can, therefore try to learn about all these features here, and particularly this find and replace. Imagine you are typing a major paper and you have written 10 times the name of, let's say Obama, and you want to replace it with let's say Trump. Just you will click find and it will find Obama. And imagine that here, find Paula. Let me remove this, excuse me. Here we go. And I click here. It removes, and I will say find in here. I click here, find what? Find Paula. Here you go. It found Paula. Here you go. Find Paula. And replace Paula with what? For example, here is Paula. Replace it for with another name. But anyhow, I am assuming many of you know about these features. But I want you to become familiar and know about all these features and indentation and all of these. Then go to insert and learn about, if you want to write a paper, cover page, blank page, break, and you want to put a table, you have the option of inserting a table or convert text to table. That's a lot of handy feature. Therefore, now I know what these are, and then insert. Therefore, think about the concept of insert. Here you are inserting something. What are you inserting? Cover page. You are inserting a picture. You are inserting a shape, chart. Add in, and all these features, or even you are inserting a comment and header and footer. Students, when they write the paper, use this, and here in the text format, your text group, you will have other features like putting the date and, or if you are a math teacher or you are writing a math equation or other equation, you can use these symbols. Therefore, as you see, by going through this, you will learn significantly. Watermark. Suppose you put watermark, you can, it shows that this is supposed. Please don't copy. If I want to, put something and click, please don't copy, it puts watermark. And then we go to the layout, and you already know what margin and orientation, size, column, and it puts break, between the pages, and these are dealing with indentation. References is that you will learn next chapter is about references. You will learn about this when we go to the next chapter. When we go to mailing, we come here, and as you all know, if I am a secretary, I'm not going to sit down and type everybody's name and everything. These names are already, imagine I have to send an email, a letter to as many as 600 students of Eastern College. I'm not going to go there and type 600 emails. They are already in the computer. I can go and pull them all in one screen, in spreadsheet in Excel. And from there, I can, ask the computer to put the names of the students, on the first page, at the top, and suddenly there will be 500 pages. The name of Paula comes on the first page, the name of John goes on the second page, and then even the envelopes. Therefore, we are not going to, write these things one by one. And also, if you want to write a letter professionally, you want to send it to an organization, you are applying for a job, maybe how nice it is, you click here and you type your, you type your name and address of the organization here. That way it can become a kind of professional, email. Therefore, as you all know, you are, seeing mailing and then review. Review is that you have typed something and you want to review it. You want to translate it. You want to spell it. You want to read it aloud. Therefore, these are all features that are here and we want you to be familiar with. When you click on view, you already know what we mean by view. It means you are viewing. What are you viewing? What you are viewing. When I put grid lines, let's not forget, you are just viewing it, which means if I print this one, the page will be blank. It will have Paula White and hello, but it doesn't have these grid lines because these grid lines are not printed on the page. It's just for your view. That's why it is called view. Then Zoom has a lot to do with view. Multiple page, you want to see it in multiple page, and you want to see, tools and all of these features. And then macros. Macros, although it is not about this chapter, but macros are, like a programming. Imagine that it can memorize, let's say, your address. Each time you want to write an email, a letter, you go there and ask macro to retype your address here. It automatically puts it here because you constantly want to, send an email. And we know help is here. And in case if you have any questions, it will tell you. And here again, you can put your question here, or you can go to ChatGPT and ask questions. Therefore, this is the first, discussion I wanted to say. And also, there is, I will send you another video, which is about how to submit your assignments.